Okay, today, something inside of us might be bubbling to the surface, okay? Something unexpected might pop up today, an emotion, a thought, a realization, and it shakes something loose. And in that shaking something loose, it brings in clarity. And the clarity we've been waiting for, or maybe we didn't even know we were waiting for it. But once it arrives, we notice it, we recognize it for what it is. Now we all carry around old emotional baggage, right? We and the older we are, the more baggage we carry, whether we realize it or not. Okay, so some things we just push down. We push down and we try to forget it's even there. Okay, but it's time to let go of some of that stuff, releasing what has been holding us back, making room for something new, fresh, exciting. um, the energy today is about finding a sense of freedom or liberation, by facing something that we have been avoiding, or maybe we didn't even know we were avoiding it. Because that would make a lot of sense. And it could be something recent, it could be something that has lingered from the past. But it brings in, if we become aware of it, if we embrace this energy, what happens is we create this new sense of power and confidence within us. Okay, so join me as we embark on a journey of self discovery. And we will understand how to embrace this energy going forward. And by the end of our time together in this video, it's my hope that you now have the tools, the insight to go forward with confidence and clarity and love. So hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you so much, truly, for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for all the positive, loving support you send me each and every day. You know, I send it right back to you. How is Chester doing? I haven't heard. I know I haven't been answering any of the comments for the most part. My energy is still super low for some reason. I just can't seem to, just get over that line, but that's okay. I'm in Taurus energy and I'm supposed to stop and smell the roses anyways. So I'm not going to rush things. I'm just going to take it one day at a time and do what I can do. Um, Yes, and I did get the feather earrings in Mexico. Absolutely, they were gorgeous. What a vibrant green, huh? Anyways, welcome to your daily focus for April the 22nd, 2025. I know there's so many more I could respond to, but Raz, you're always in my heart. Okay, today we have the energy of the 22, and the 22 is a master number. Okay, it's great energy when we put our focus on our dreams, our desires, our wants, our goals. When we put our energy towards our dreams, our wants, our passions, our desires, things might pop out today to allow us to move forward in a way that we weren't expecting. Okay, and I'm saying that just on the astrology. The astrology is, I mean, it's off the charts. Okay, I mean, we still have things like, um, Saturn, Saturn, the North Node, and Venus still in a conjunction. Hello. I mean, how incredibly potent is that to move us forward towards the things we love? And Saturn is there to help us make the plan. North Node is there to show us where the doorways are, show us where the opportunities lay, and then it's up to us, of course, to embrace them. And under their 22 energy, this is where things can just come together very quickly for us. Where all of a sudden we have that insight, that clarity, that understanding, that knowledge that just seemed to elude us until the present moment, allowing us to go forward with a sense of strength, with a sense of courage, with a sense of confidence. Now, if we look at the daily numerology, it'd be a 4 plus a 22 plus a 9, which gives us a 35. We don't have a 35 often to talk about, and anything can kind of happen. So we need to prepare ourselves for whatever comes under a 35 energy. Absolutely. This is definitely a money energy. So it could be where we get that promotion, or we find out about that promotion, or we're asking for that raise, or we're preparing how we're going to be asking for that raise, or an inheritance of some kind comes in. Um, and we have to be very careful under this energy. We cannot overwork ourselves, and we cannot overstress under a 35 energy, because our health always suffers when we do under a 35 energy. Now, 3 plus 5 is an 8 energy. The 8 energy is all about growing our prosperity, growing our stature, and unbeknownst to us, our actions, our words, it can also create a respect. Okay, the respect we want from others, it can be on a day like today, because it's, so long as we are doing our due diligence, we are, our word is our bond. If we say we're going to be there, we're going to be there. If we say we're going to do something, we do it, kind of energy. And it gains that respect from other people, that they can depend on us in a way they can't depend on most. Sun is in Taurus, Moon is in Aquarius. Now, today, on top of all the other energy that I could go on and on and on about, and there's so much more coming, guys. Oh my goodness. Today brings in two very different emotional energies, okay? One will offer us healing, release, okay? And another, it might shake the apple tree. It might upset the cart. Shake things up in very unexpected ways. So the day will start out, well, not start out, I think about maybe just prior to lunchtime, Eastern Standard Time. The moon will sextile Chiron. Okay, and that always invites us to look at our emotional wounds. But in this setting, we're able to do it with some kind of clarity and compassion for ourselves. So it is a great moment where we can have some emotional healing in our life. Okay, whether it's addressing something from the past, or maybe finding closure on something that has been lingering. And the energy is quite gentle. It is a moon energy. So if we've been needing some kind of emotional relief, maybe it's just a good cry. It's here today for us. It's here today for us. Okay, it brings in healing. It brings in emotional clarity. Maybe you feel like you've been burdened or weighed down, or yeah. And all of a sudden it just gets a little easier. You can breathe a little lighter. It's like we let go of something, or we're able to process something, which brings in a whole new perspective of maybe a past situation that has haunted us. And as the day moves on, that will kind of peter out, but then the moon will move into squaring Uranus, okay? And that happens, I think, just prior maybe to supper time. And will stay with us for the evening. Uranus. Expect the unexpected, right? And it is a square, so it's not going to be nice to us. It is going to shake our tree. It is going to upset our apple cart in some way. I will caution you extremely. This is a time when you didn't even know. You didn't even realize it was bubbling up, but all of a sudden you get angry with something, and all of a sudden you just explode. You just let it all out. You just don't even stop. We've all had those moments, right? Where we just okay, so it'll surprise ourselves. Okay, it's like a sudden burst of emotional tension that comes in. Okay, it's like an impulse that we have to break free from something that has been holding us back. Okay, so we want to look for that change that is trying to show us. We're trying to go with the flow under this. And it might feel like we are a little out of control, and that's okay. Just breathe through it, meditate, journal, Okay, but it's definitely a sign that something needs to shift in our life. Something needs to change. And we can't resist that urge to make that change. Okay, and it's something to do with our heart more than anything else, and the healing of our heart, and the strength of our confidence, and our self love, our determination, even to go forward. Okay, and it's probably going to, it's an energy of freedom, it's an energy of liberation, but it's going to feel very uncomfortable. Absolutely. Okay, it could feel very disruptive, like something sudden comes along and pushes you right out of your comfort zone. And it'll feel like we need to react quickly, absolutely, or break free from something that doesn't feel right anymore, or no longer has value. It kind of feels stale, it kind of feels like a burden. And it's important not to overreact. It's important to realize that it's bubbling up. Realize that there's some kind of tension within you, something that is being shown to you about what we need to do in order to move past it, in order to move through it, in order to heal from it. Okay, so it's definitely urging us to make that intentional change. Maybe step out of a situation that's been holding us back or has been toxic for us. So today definitely will surround us with the energy to process old emotions. Um, Let go of some kind of lingering emotional baggage that we carry around. Okay, this is a day definitely journaling. Maybe it's talking it out. Absolutely, with a confidant, with a best friend, with a therapist, whomever. Um, or just taking a simple moment to silently reflect. Okay, because today's energy is here to help us release what has been weighing on us so that we don't carry it forward, so that we have the freedom, we have the sense of liberation to go forward in our path with a lighter step. Okay, let's turn to the cards. Oh, it's been a rainy day. Okay, underlying energy is King of Cups. He tried to pop out yesterday, I think, King of Cups, didn't he? The King of Cups, this is about making sure that we have a strong foundation on which to build. But we're also in a time of it's kind of there's a lot of energy working behind the curtains, so to speak, for us right now. And this is about feeling safe, and this is about feeling secure, and this is about knowing that regardless of the storm that comes upon us, that we will remain strong. That we don't worry that it's rocking our boat a bit. Go ahead and rock our boat because I feel secure. I feel I support myself, my dreams, my passions. I believe in me. This is a time where we will look at our security, our money, our finances, what's in the bank, what's owing. How are we going to walk that path with a sense of certainty that we come out, well, smelling like roses, I guess. Do we have friends, people, loved ones in our life? Do we give them the time, the energy that they deserve? Do they give it back to us? Are we happy with our job, our career? Do we want to do something different? Do we want to go after a promotion? What is our next step? And it's all about loving you, okay? It's not so much about, even if you are the main provider for the family, okay? It's not about providing for everybody else. It's about providing for you and making sure that you are getting enough of the pie. Like if you're going to work, but let's say you get paid for 8 hours, but they gave you like 2 hours worth of work to take home with you. And you're not going to get paid for that, just do it in your own time kind of thing. Well, you're just working for less money, right? Because now you've worked 10 hours for 8 hours pay. So does that in any way um, build that strong, solid financial foundation for you? Or should you just say, no, I'll leave it here until, when I get here tomorrow at 8 a.m. I'll hit it then. I just didn't have time today. Unless you want to pay me, I'll stay and do it. But it's about making sure that you're appreciated, that you're respected. So once again, we've got that respect kind of energy coming in. And making sure that we are taking care of ourselves first, that we are building that strong foundation for ourselves, that we are making sure that we will be okay going forward, that we have a solid foundation on which to build. And moving in the direction we want to move. We have the star card, making the impossible possible. Yeah, the clarity, the aha moments, the epiphanies can all come in. All of a sudden, we have that moment of trauma that we had maybe even displaced in our memory, and it pops up out of nowhere, and you look at it and you understand it for what it is and why you do some of the things you do. Looking things like that in the eye takes away so much of its power, if not all of its power. So it's about all of a sudden you have that realization that that is what was holding you back. That made you feel small. That made you feel, maybe allowed a lot of self doubt to come in, or a lot of self criticism, or maybe we allowed other people to criticize us and we didn't speak up. We didn't defend ourselves or our dreams or our passions or our goals or maybe a person we love. So this is about making the impossible possible, moving in a brand new way by letting something go. Okay, we are in full moon energy. We do have a lot of energy, especially with Chiron, letting go. But also with the moon in Uranus, things come up today to allow ourselves to love, to strengthen our intuition, to strengthen that gut feeling. And we have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is telling us, okay, we have one perspective of what we want to go after, and we have lots of choices, and we can't just randomly grab a cup and run. We need different perceptions. We need to think of what we really want. Okay? The biggest, most shiniest cup might have a dragon inside of it, where the smallest cup has, I don't know, a solid 100-carat a diamond or something in it. You know what I mean? So we can't judge by what it looks like, but we have to get the whole picture of it. So this is a time to weigh your pros and cons, to get practical. I mean, Saturn with the North Node, with Venus, is allowing us to say, I love this and I want to embrace this in my life. And the North Node is saying, well, we can do it this way. And Saturn is going, okay, let's make a plan to walk in that direction. So it's a process that we're going through. And, I would strongly recommend that we really don't jump into things until the new moon energy gets a little bit stronger, which will be this weekend. So it's not far away off. Now we've got the Four of Wands as well here. The Four of Wands is partnerships, celebrating each step, each moment. I don't care how small it is, okay? If you're not good at making lists and following them, then I want you to tonight before you go to bed, okay? I want you to write, turn off the alarm clock. Get out of bed. Make the bed. Shower. Make the coffee. Okay? And then when you sit down to drink that coffee, you go check, 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 check. Now, I know how ridiculous that sounds to you, okay? Especially if you're somebody who does lists. But what it does is it tricks your brain into thinking, wow, I have accomplished all this and I haven't had my first sip of coffee yet. I'm rocking the free world today. What am I going to write for my next 5 things? And it can be just as simplistic. Okay? Write 5 more little things you can do. And then sit down and tick, 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 tick. And what's going to happen is you are slowly going to trick and train your brain that you can accomplish things if you make a plan, if you make a strategy, and watch how that slowly, and we're not going to stick with those things, obviously. We're going to put in a couple of things as we go along that are, are needed to be on a list in order for us to accomplish them. And, they are our priorities, but in order to get yourself going, okay, first we got to put up the sail, and then we got to hope for a little bit of wind. So just put up the sail right now, and the wind will come. I guarantee you it'll start pushing you in the right direction. Okay, give it a couple of weeks. Costs nothing to do. And hey, you'll have a little fun with, especially in the beginning of writing down, pet the dog, right? Oh, I pet the dog. I'm good. Okay. And this is about celebrating the smallest of steps, So don't wait. Don't wait for everything to be perfect and everything to be right. And, you finally got your picture on the front page of the newspaper kind of stuff. It's not that kind of energy. It's about celebrating all the little tiny steps, the moments that we take throughout the day, and saying, I've accomplished. And build that confidence, build that strength, and you'll notice that you can start taking a risk on yourself so much easier as well. Okay, let's go to Nature's Whispers, our oracle cards. Interesting. Be in service, the 41, which is a 5 energy. 5 energy is all about creating giggles and laughters and being in the moment and appreciating the moment and seeing the beauty of the moment. Be in service. Give back to the world. When we give an equal proportion to that which we receive, we are able to maintain balance. So it is a lot about balance. So where is the part of how you are in service, maybe, and you can be in service towards your family, towards, a best friend, a community effort. And it doesn't have to be often. It can be 3 hours a month if that's all you want to do. 1 hour a month if that's all you want to do. But there are so many people who live in need of all kinds of services. Being in service can be as simple as a kind word, holding a door open, joining in a cleanup effort. Look to nature and its ability to support according to what is needed at that time. Your efforts in supporting others around you will help create the energy needed to support all of humanity. So if we all give a little bit, we can get a lot of it done, right? And it's about coming together and being connected. Instead of working solo, instead of going against the grain. Okay, and I think we had a little bit of that in yesterday's energy too. About stop, being so much in competition with one another and start working in unison in order to really grow your success, grow your happiness, grow your joy, grow your love. Our animal today is Let It Be with the hedgehog. Let it be. Oh, I opened right up to Let It Be. Okay. Release and time out. With the past, I have nothing to do, nor with the future. I live now. Hedgehog reminds you to stop putting so much fear into your life and instead to just let it be. Sometimes when you give your issue breathing room, it corrects itself. When we experience fear or frustration, we immediately tense up our body, our mind, our spirit, which hinders the flow of what we do want to come into us. And we begin to visualize everything that we don't want instead of what we do want. Shift your thoughts to what you want, not what you don't. And under 22 energy, this is definitely something that needs to be highlighted. Okay? Be grateful instead of angry. The weight of an emotion will begin to gently heal and release itself from your grip. Therefore, if you're experiencing frustration, and we all should be experiencing frustration during this time, okay? It is a frustrating time for us all. Or fear with any aspect of our life, career, money, love, etc. Take a few moments a day to visualize how you want to see that area look. And when you begin to say negative things, such as, I will never have money to do the things I want, say to yourself, stop, delete. Erase, erase. And then repeat what you do want. I have enough money to do the things I want. It takes some training, it takes some time, but before you know it, the things you don't want to, what you don't want will begin to stop happening, and the things that you do want will start flowing. And you can't hitchhike on someone else's life. And if you do, you might just get pricked. Instead, you must find your own way and do the work yourself. There is always someone there to help light the lantern, but it's you who must keep the flame lit. Always know that there are those who believe in you. With every dream accomplished, or even a dream failed, remember that the most important thing for you is to continually dream the dream, no matter what. So it's not a time to lose hope. It's not a time to lose faith. It's time to allow for some healing, to let some things go in our life, and create room for the new adventures that are right around the corner. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.